Okay, so we're going to go to tinkercad.com, tinkercad.com. When you're here, you're going to click on Sign In the upper right-hand corner, and you are going to use Sign In with Google, and make sure that you use your school account as you log in. When you get logged in here, I want to show you how you would use someone else's design to make your own, so you can modify it. So I'm going to go to Create New Design. And once this opens up my work plane, I'm going to have the opportunity to draw on my own, and we're going to follow along with some tutorials on how to do that. Or another option is you can use someone else's work and modify it. And the important thing is to make sure that we give credit and attribution to anyone who does allow us to use their files. So one website I like to use is Thingiverse, so Thing and then iverse.com. And you can log in or not log in. And then you can click on this button, Explore, or you can type in what you want. So I want an ear saver. Okay, and so there's different designs here, or you can clear that out and you can just click on Explore, and you could even click on Things. So if I click on Explore Things, I saw one in here before, and then all that you do once you find the thing that you would like to use is you click on the file itself. And then if you do sign in, you can press on Collect Thing, but you don't have to sign in. You can also just click Download Files. And once you do that, it's going to spin on you. And then down here, I've got my download because I already had pressed once. It was taking a while to load. So in this particular one, it's a zip file, and then I can show it in my Finder, or I could open it right from here. And a zip file opens into a folder which has a lot of items in it. So I'm going to expand that folder so I can see what's inside. I'm going to need the file so that I can reuse it. And notice it says STL, which is the type of file we'll be able to use when we're 3D printing. So I'm going to, now I know where this file is. I'm not going to click open on it right yet. So I went to Thingiverse, I found the design I wanted, I clicked download all files, the file's downloaded, and then I looked in my downloads folder, and that's where the file is. So when I'm over here in Tinkercad and I'm on my work plane, what I'm going to click is import. So I'm going to pull a file in here. So I'm going to import 3D file. Then on my computer, or on yours, it's going to be on your drive. So you choose your file and wherever that was saved. So again, it was in that folder, and I want the file that says STL. So I'm going to just keep double clicking until that gets here. And now here is the file here that I want. Oops. And then you're going to click on import. And it's going to take a minute. It's going to have a little progress bar, and then it's going to show up here. So now this is on your work plane, and you can use all the features that we learned before, like using your view cube and changing the view. One of the things that you can do is if you click on it, you can put your mouse over top of the little white squares or black squares, and it'll give you different options to resize. So for example, the one I click on this one here, I've got 31.54, that's that width. This distance here, 162.99, that's the length. And then I can change the view a little bit more here, and then I'd be able to get a better view to see what the thickness is. Let's see here. One of these is going to show me the thickness. I saw it earlier, and I think it's 1 millimeter. So you can play around with it and decide what you want to do in terms of, I just made that smaller. You can decide what you want to do in terms of changing the design. You can make it shorter, you can make it longer, you can twist it, you can add a feature to it. But what's really important is if you're going to be using someone else's design, then you want to make sure that you give them credit for their file. And so if you look in here, it's got a summary and it talks about it, and then you should be able to find the license. So over here we've got license. This is Creative Commons. It says a surgical mask strap remixed by Soraki. or Suraki, I don't know how you say it, is licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution license. So if you click on that to say, okay, which one is attribution? This is 4.0. You're free to share and redistribute in any medium and format. You're free to adapt, remix, transform it. And if you post this after you've made modifications, you also must use the same kind of Creative Commons license. And you must give appropriate credit. So provide a link to the license and indicate if changes were made. And I'm going to ask that you do that when you turn in your file for me to print to make sure that you give attribution if you did take one and remake it. If it's all your own work, then you don't necessarily need to create a license for it. So that's how we're going to get a file, and we're going to import it into Tinkercad. So once you get logged in, you can start creating your own design, or you can import someone else's.